Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm Allie if you're new here, and today I have something a little bit different. I'm not reading books for this video. This is more of an organization slash planning video, but I'm hoping to bring in a mixture of things and continue this quarterly. 3 things that I desperately need to work on, that I desperately want to work on, and one being projects, also known as WIPS, which is work in progresses, that I'm going to show you guys, maybe like patterns or ideas that I have of what I'm hoping to complete, because I'm the type of person who will start so many different projects and not finish them. So I'm wanting to take projects I've started and plan for those, but I also want to keep things exciting for me so I don't get in a rut and add in some new things as well and plan those out with you. I also want to use this video as like my accountability to keep me on track with my journal, because I love journaling. And I think what I love even more than actually doing the journaling part is looking back over the years at my journals. It's one of my favorite things. I love going back and remembering where I was at that time, what we were up to, and even now, like the books I was reading, the movies I was watching, stuff like that. So the problem I have is, once again, completing things that I start. So I'm hoping that this little series will keep me motivated to do so. And then the last thing is my poor TBR jar that is always neglected. Every time I am picking out books for my videos and just month to month, I have constantly had the idea since I started this, like around this time last year, to include books from this jar. And over time, you know, it just hasn't happened. I think I drew like 10 at the beginning of last year, and I do want to say I'm pretty sure I read all of them. There may have been a couple I didn't get to, but I will also say I feel like I now would probably change my thoughts on some of the ones I stuck in here. I mean, I'm going back in my head and thinking about my 24 and 2024 being like, why did I pick some of these books? Like, I just don't even want to get to them. I have no desire. I don't know why I picked them. So I kind of feel like I'm going to fill that a little bit with this jar, but the whole idea of this jar was to put in past book club books that I missed from 2023. So some of those are in here, books that I didn't get to from like the book troop and the Literally Dead book club and different things like that, because there's always like a few that just slip by me. I put those in here. There's also slips that say like my 24 and 2024. That means I get to pick any of those. Again, I might veto some of those if I just have no desire, because I'm not trying to put myself in a rut here. They may just not be TBR books any longer. But I have so many new ones I need to add to this, from book clubs from last year, from other ideas, and just things in general, planning-wise, that I need to dwindle this amount down. So we're starting with the TBR jar. I'm gonna take you back to the other night where I drew my picks for quarter 1. Sorry about that text you got, I didn't ever mean to send it. Never mind, editing Allie here to inform you that I must have somehow deleted the footage from the other night. It was the same night I filmed one of my little clips for my Goodreads video, the second one, and so since that was already like edited, I just deleted the rest, and I'm assuming that's what happened. Thankfully though, I still have all of my slips that I pulled from my TBR jar, but I'm really bummed that you guys don't get to see like the reaction that I had to some of these books as I pulled them. So I'm just going to pick them from the pile, and I'm no actor. I'm not gonna sit here and act like shocked by these picks, but I will at least let you guys know how I'm feeling about reading these. So first up, I have The Devotion of Suspect X by Higashino. I'm butchering that. This was a past, literally dead book club pick that I just never got to. So I am thinking about like doing some type of vlog with thrillers. It's been a minute for me with thrillers, and to find like a decent one, I thought it might be kind of cool to do some type of concept of that. I guess the good part about like that clip being gone is the fact that like I can kind of now give you somewhat idea or plans of like what videos these are gonna fall into, if I don't mind spoiling it. The next one is a 24 and 24, so I get to pick. And I want to say I went back and I was thinking about another thriller, if I'm not mistaken. I think I wanted to use it for a Black History Month pick, but I don't know if I had a solid one from my 24 and 24 left that I could pick for that. So I think this went with the thrillers, but I'm just gonna go back to my 24 and 24 and see which ones on there I still want to read, I guess. Then we have The Book Eaters by Sunny Dean, or just Sunny Dean. I'm not sure how you say that name. I am really excited to get to that one. This one's been on my TBR for, I feel like, a really, really long time. So I'm kind of thinking about using this as a fantasy read for March for the Realmathon readathon. Next up, we have When Women Were Dragons by Kelly Barnhill. A lot of new authors for me that I'm really excited about. I picked this one, I think, originally because I'm assuming it was one of the book club picks, but at the same time, I just don't remember that. But I think more than anything, for me, it was the fact that this was supposed to have like some female rage, feminine rage in it, and it's also kind of fantasy, so I thought I could throw it with that. The Night Shift by Alex Finlay is another thriller moment, and I actually just thrifted a copy of it, so I'm really excited about that. Then we have Lone Women by Victor Lavelle, which I'm going to be reading this month for Black History Month. I've never read Victor Lavelle, so it's going to be my first from him. Gideon the Ninth by Tamsin Muir. How do you say that name? New author for me, but I've wanted to read this series for so long. Another one that I'm going to throw in my little fantasy. All That Remains by Sue Black. This is a nonfiction. I actually drew 2 nonfiction, so I'm still trying to play with an idea of that. I'm thinking I'm just going to do like a long-term nonfiction video concept because it's very rare that I'm in the mood for a nonfiction, and obviously I have 2 to get to now. Let me see if I can see the other one. Searching for Savannah by Mona Gable is another one. I think they both are about different things, but kind of still stick to that like forensic, true crime type side of the nonfiction genre. But yeah, I'm going to play with the idea of a nonfiction video. And although I'm going to try to read these by the end of March, maybe April, I have no idea when you guys should expect this vlog, because I definitely want to add more nonfictions to that video that I might see what I draw for the next quarter and just piece it together if I have some more nonfiction to read, because I know I put more nonfiction in my TBR jar. There was another one that I drew and I vetoed it for now. I want to say it was Babel. It's Babel, right? Babel? Yeah. I vetoed it and I put it back in my TBR jar because I am buddy reading it with a group of people the end of this year. So that one is a hold off for now. A veto for now, but like I didn't veto it completely out of the jar, if that makes sense. But my last one is The Soulmate by Sally Hepworth. And this is another like thriller. And I believe this one and The Night Shift were also parts of, was it the book troupe? and they were just thrillers I didn't get to. Honestly, that year, I just really was not in the mood for thrillers. So there's a lot of thrillers in the TBR jar. But yeah, that is the 10 books that I pulled from it and kind of the video idea concepts for them. Nothing I feel like too exciting besides like Black History Month, because I am going to be reading for the I Love Black Horror readathon. But I am really excited for the Realmathon. I have participated in the Realmathon the last couple of years, so I am excited for that. I don't know how much dedication it's going to be for that readathon in general, but I think since I have some fantasy picks now, I can make a video surrounding it, although it is a month-long readathon. But then the other two, the nonfiction and the thriller, I just feel like they're just going to be random vlogs to just expect somewhere in the next couple of months. Which segues us into my journals. I have had so much fun journaling this year. It is probably my top hobby right now, and that is why I have so many of them. And I kind of want to briefly break down each of them. This one I won't really show too much, but this is my tarot, my year in tarot. This is the year where I'm really focusing in. I'm learning my shit. And my good friend gifted this for me for my birthday last year, and it was just the perfect gift. A lot of this is very personal things for me, but month to month, there is like, here, I will flip to a blank month. Month to month, there is like prompts that you should be working on. So the first month was studying the like main 22 cards, and doing like your daily tarot reading, and I accomplished it. Like, I'm sticking to my goals this year. My page is completely filled out, and I also did my 13 card reading for my entire year to kind of just like see my future a little bit, lay it all out for me, and I just love this so much. So I've been journaling in this every morning while I do my little morning tarot reading. Then I have a book journal. This is not completely updated because it is February. I'm still filling out my books for January. But the concept of this is so cool. I think this came from like an owl crate or something like that. But I found it in a thrift store and I was like, score. I love this so much. And I just don't see how I will ever not have something like this, because it's going to be so cool to look back on this and remember each book I read, what books each month, and I think this will really help me with like end of the year content and stuff like that too, just like looking back at my year as a whole with reading. And I just really love the layout of this. I think I'm going to either try to find another one like this or create my own, just like I did with these. Might be the plan for next year, but it's really cool. There's upcoming releases. I would zoom up on this, you guys, but my handwriting is so terrible. But upcoming releases, so I put like my 25 and 2025 because they're all new releases. And then I'm just adding like more that have like sprinkled in, because like since then, I completely forgot that We Love You Bunny by Mona Awad is coming out. So as an example, I have more that I'm adding to it. Then you have like your month overlay, which I'm filling in as, or filling out as like showing what I'm reading and what days. I also to the side have my goals for the month. I hope to film for my channel and such. Your monthly like TBR, and then you have like the guide that you color in if you read those books or not. Again, I'm behind, and then there's notes. I just once again have it as like a checklist for what videos I want to go up. And then there's like the week to week spread where it tracks your water intake. You have your to-do list. You're currently reading. You can check your daily reading, so you're reading every single day. And then after those pages, it gets to the book reviews, and it's really, really detailed. You have the title, the author, the genre, your rating, notes about it, how you read it, if it was tablet, book, or audio. Publication year, 3 words to describe the book, and then the dates read. Really cool, detailed things that like I typically don't really think about. And once again, I'm behind because I haven't done my monthly wrap up for January yet. I need to get to it, but I want to at least show you guys because you can put in your total that you read, your top read of the month, your new favorite character, new to me author, pages read, books finished, so on and so forth. And it continues. And then in the very back, there is a book log that like has it all just like very short, but like everything's there. So every book that you read, it only goes up to 100. So I don't know what I'm gonna do after that, but it's like, for example, my first book of the year was The Eyes of the Dragon, Stephen King, dates read, how I read it, genre, it's not a series, length of it, and then my rating. So again, this will be so helpful to come back on at the end of the year and see like all of my, like tally up my 5 stars, 4 stars, all of that. It'll be so easy to do that. There's also like book recommendations. So I'm going to put in my 12 friends books that they've recommended me for my series that I'm doing. If you missed that video, my first one, I read my friend Jess's favorite book from 2024, Big Swiss by Jen Began. And it was an unhinged time. So check out that video if you missed it. But that's what I'm referencing. It is a new series where I'm reading books from 12 different friends. Then there is noteworthy quotes that I need to add to. Page to screen, which is really cool because I love adaptations. And just kind of the end of the year stats. But it's such a cool concept. I absolutely love that and I will be updating it. I'm hoping that one, I will have my shit together more by the next update for you guys. And then these two. This one is a little bit more personal as far as just like planning my day-to-day life and stuff like that. I do have a little sticker that is so cute. It's from my friend Jess that I just mentioned. It says 3 words large enough to tip the world. I remember you. It is an Addie LaRue saying, which is one of my favorite books, if not my favorite book. It was placed on my planner because I just didn't really have plans to decorate this, but I was like, that would be cute because my regular journal is always like very horror themed that I knew it would look a little off. So it's really cute and I love the green so much. I have my moon phases because I am a lunar witch and I love to live by the moon phases. It literally is amazing for my soul and I thrive on like the routine of it. Then I have my little overlay. Every month I do planned like layout aesthetic because it's just more pretty for me to look at each day. Although it's based off Tarot, the horror movie, and I love that movie. I try to always do something different, something I really enjoy and like, and this is just like a quick glance. This one's already filled out, so it's a little all over the place, but I wanted to show it because my 13 card reading that I mentioned for my tarot book, I put my card of the month up here, my little tarot card, so that I'm reminded of it. I didn't really want to be reminded of it in January because I had the Hanged Man, but we are past January. After that, I have my week-to-week pages, Monday through the weekend. These are like, today I'm filming this, or I'm editing this, or I'm posting this. And then like I also put in like little things like maybe a song I'm liking that week, or whatever books I'm reading that week, just day-to-day things. I also have like when we had snow days, when we did something fun with the boys, like things like that, just so that I can keep these two and look back at them and be like, oh my gosh, that day we did this, that day we went here, or whatever. And also just like big things like Roman's basketball tournament and stuff like that. But I also have like what shows and movies I'm watching, all of that. And then at the end, I have my kind of like favorites, my books, my movies, and my music. So all the favorites from January right there. And then my cover page for February, I don't have finished yet, but I probably will before this video goes up. So you guys are now going to see an overlay video of this. My theme for February has usually always been Bloody Valentine, so what better way to just have fun with horror characters. This is my glance at my whole entire month. I have my full moon and new moon over to the side because I like to know what they are in. We have the snow full moon in Leo on the 12th this month, and then the new moon in Pisces on the 28th. I also have like some ideas for videos that I'm wanting to do this month, and then also I have the readathons that I'm kind of hoping to participate in this month as well. But this is a page where I pencil in all of my YouTube videos that are going up because they're all book related, so I know like what I need to be reading for said video. I also put my personal things, like if we have a birthday or something going on, it kind of changes week to week. So this isn't completely filled out yet, but just kind of the overall glance as to where I'm at right now. And just some other things. This is an example of my weekly pages. So once again, sticking with the funny horror, Ghostface, you make me feel woozy, and Jason and Michael, we'd follow you anywhere. Really going on the whole Valentine bit here. But yeah, I do Monday through the weekend, and this is where I'm kind of just jotting down like my to-do list for each day, what we have going on. I also write down like what I'm reading, what I'm watching, and stuff like that. So that's just kind of an example. And then these are the next few pages that I've created for this month to be able to fill out. I love this concept though. It really keeps me on track and motivated to hit my goals each month. And I can see a significant difference whenever I fall off and stop updating this. And once again, my favorites page at the end that I will fill out at the end of the month. And it just continues throughout the year. I have it planned out, pages that I will have enough pages for each month. And I will continue to change up the theme each month to what I'm currently liking or what the vibe is, what the aesthetic is. I love it so much. Now, my creative scrapbook book journal, if you will. I had so much fun creating this cover. I used stickers from my sticker drawer. I have a bunch of different horror stickers, so I just kind of planned those out with the color of the journal. I love this brown. I was kind of going for the Pantone like color of the year because that's kind of what I've been sticking to the last couple of years. But I also added some stickers from In the Void Book Club. The warning, this In the Void book pick will melt if left unread. And then the In the Void little green round horror sticker. So cute. The front page is usually always like the aesthetic, the theme, and I haven't done Freddy on my cover photo yet, so here he is. And I have whatever you do, don't fall asleep. Each month I like to set the mood, set the vibe. So I usually have a mood page where I just grab images from Pinterest and Google and different places that just spark inspiration and creativity for me. And for some reason, January is always like just dark and stark white. It's just the vibe. From here, it's chaotic, you guys. January spread is chaotic because I am doing all of my challenges and stuff that will follow throughout the year just so that it's easier to come back to because it's at the beginning. But with that being said, I have January stuff and then I have like year-round stuff kind of in the mix. Once I flow into like the next couple of months, you guys will start seeing a pattern of things. But each month I like to have a lifestyle spread. This is just a random picture collage of all the things we got up to in January. We had snow days, we had New Year's, a morning with me eating pancakes with Axel, you know, at Roman's basketball tournament, my pawpaw's birthday, a funny moment where my son put a shirt on our dog. Also the boys playing some video games on a snow day. Just little moments to look back on. And I love seeing their faces when I flip through my journal. Next up, I always like to have a little transformation page. Sadly, years ago, this was kind of like a motivation for weight loss. And Allie now is like sad to say that and to look back on that because I've really struggled with my health over the years. And I sometimes feel like that is not the best way to look at things. So now I have kept the spread, but it's more so of like an inspiration to show where my creativity started for the beginning of the year and what it's at the end. So I'm hoping like my last creative look at the end of the year will be placed on the second page. And I just have a quote from Stephen King that's actually been my like screen on my phone for a while, on my lock screen, but it's just, you can, you should, and if you're brave enough to start, you will. And I have my New Year's little photo shoot that I did. Next up, we flip to my favorite reads. And this is a spread that I will come back to every month to fill in. I have my favorite book, My Best Friend's Exorcism by Grady Hendrix, for January. And yeah, I will just continue out through to December. And this next page is me being a little vulnerable and not really wanting to show this with you guys because I am no artist. I did not get that creativity and ability from my insanely creative family, but I always try to have some type of little New Year page. Used to, I would write like a note to myself or something like that. I kind of just went with the quote this year that says, sometimes to stay alive, you gotta kill your mind. And I always usually pair my like quote or paragraph or whatever I write with some type of flower. And last year I changed it up a little bit and I did pink mushrooms. And this year I changed it up a little bit and it's kind of like supposed to be somebody's face, like my face, my head, and then a bunch of Venus flytraps coming out of it. But it's just a marker drawing. It is not incredible by no means. I just kind of threw it all down. And then I like to have a page that looks very overwhelming every single month. But if you look closely, although I don't want you guys to look closely because my handwriting is horrid, it is quotes from all the books I read in January. Not all of them. There was like a couple novellas that I didn't include quotes from, but for the most part, there is a quote from each book I read in January. And one of them, you guys, this one right here, from here to here, is just my quote from Rest Stop from Nat Cassidy. I loved that quote so much. Yeah, I like to look back on them and see what my favorite quotes were from books. Next spread, my 25 and 25. I have a whole video dedicated to this spread, so I will link it for you guys if you guys want to go check it out. I talk about 25 upcoming horror books, and there's a couple other genres mixed in, like thriller, mystery, and a little fantasy, but more so horror, that I just can't wait to get to this year. They're all 2025 releases, and I have them all here as of right now besides two. Two are missing from down at the bottom because we don't have covers for them yet. They're coming out later in the year, so they will be added once I get covers. I think it's Katrina Ward's and Rachel Harrison's new ones. But I have the stars next to them, so I will be rating them as I read them. Every month I have my little witchy page, which again is a little personal. For January, I have my 13 card reading that I talked about, which shows my card that I got for my entire year, which is the High Priestess, which has been a card that's been following me for a while now, and I love it. And then my January one, which was the Hangman. And then I have a little spread for the Wolf full moon, which was the 13th of January, and what I did, my little ritual that I did, my card reading, tarot card reading that I did, and yeah. Then I also did a little spread because it was Aquarius season. Next up is some book club stuff. The first one being Books and Lala's, Kayla's Literally Dead Book Club. I am currently waiting on her upcoming picks. So as of right now, I just have the Witchcraft for Wayward Girls on there, but this is her spread for her book club, and I can't wait to see what all she picks this year. The next pages are Buzzword Cover Challenge and the Buzzword Challenge in general. And you guys, it looks like her templates I will show you guys the templates. This is what they look like, and then what my journal looks like. You can kind of see, so that's the cover one. You can see a lot of the same icons, and then the regular buzzword one. But I actually painted these pages and used paint markers, and I have printer paper that's sticker paper, and I hand drew all of these little icons and then colored them in with markers and cut them out. It was quite the time, but I had a lot of fun doing it, and I love how it turned out. I was like, I'm just gonna save on ink, but still have a really colorful time. And then I was re-watching it because I was trying to get some ideas for like upcoming books and stuff for it. And I forget that she links a blank copy that's black and white to print if you wanna save on ink. And I'm like, next year. This year I just got super creative with it. But as you can see, I've already added quite a few books for this, but I do my challenges a little differently just because it's really hard for me to make sure I stick to it month to month to month. I like to just fill them in when I can so that I'm ahead. And then at the end of the year, I'm hoping to come back and maybe do a vlog finishing whatever I need to up. So next up, I have the book troop. This is Gabby Reed's book club. I have her January, February, and March pick. I still have not read one yet, but I'm getting there, you guys. I will get there. And then next to it, I have my Winterween spread. Winterween was January 10th through the 16th, and this was during our snow days. I have the books, my TBR, my star ratings, each book, and like the prompts, so which books I picked for which prompts. Yeah, just a little flat lay of Winterween. And then next, I haven't filled this page yet, but I like to save pages throughout to come back to put my creative looks. So I have some photo shoot ideas coming up that I want to do. I also have some podcast things coming up, so I kind of want to have these extra blank pages to come back and add stuff to. But next to it, I have the Midnight Society book club, and this is Elizabeth's book club from her YouTube channel is Reading Riley, and she is now doing it bi-monthly, which I honestly appreciate because I feel like I get so overwhelmed and I'm not even in that many book clubs anymore, but I like the fact that this is now bi-monthly. I think the book troop is the only one that has a book literally every single month for me now, and it eases a lot of the, you know, pressure to try to finish them out before the end of the year. But yeah, we read Rest Stop in January, and then March is Witchcraft for Wayward Girls. That one is actually going to be for 3 different book clubs, and that's exciting too because it's 3 birds, 1 stone. And then The Unworthy for May. And this is where I started to fall off a little bit. I have a lot more to get to. The January spread is just very overwhelming because, like I said, there's a lot going on. A lot of pages that I have to circle back to all year long. So month to month, there's not as many pages, but whew, January is a lot. These next 2 pages are dedicated to In the Void book club. I have the yearly bingo and then the scavenger hunt. These both are all year long. I'm still figuring out how I want the flat lay of everything to be, but I do have books I need to start adding if I haven't already by the time you guys see this overlay video. But yeah, I'm so excited to do both of these, and I am really excited to accomplish the bingo this year because it is a yearly one. It's so exciting. Once again, as I am holding my journal, these pages are blank. I will show you guys if I'm able to get to it in time, but turnaround time getting this video up, it may not happen, so you might have to wait for the next part. This next page is dedicated to In the Void book club. The book pick was Witchcraft for Wayward Girls, once again, by Grady Hendrix. And In the Void is a quarterly book club hosted by Sarah. You can find her Voided Lux on Instagram, and she's incredible. The book club's incredible, and I'm going to dedicate a whole spread to the quarter 1 pick because it is just a quarterly book club. And then I went with my friend Jess to meet Grady Hendrix for his Witchcraft for Wayward Girls tour. So I have like a little collage moment going on. I am going to briefly flip through this with you guys at the next update, just so you can see how much has updated since now. But yeah. Next up, I am going to have all of my movies on this side that I watched in January. And on this page, I have this one done because I did a vlog. This was the 12 friend recommendation vlog I mentioned earlier on Big Swiss, my whole spread for that. If you watched that vlog, you've already seen it then. Then I have my books that I read in January, all of them right there. I'm thinking about going through and putting my star ratings underneath them. I think that'll be very satisfying to see. And then next to my layout of like books that I read for the month, I'm going to have a page dedicated to my favorite book of the month, which was another Grady Hendrix, My Best Friend's Exorcism, and I also watched the movie in January. So I have that little feature, and I'm going to fill it out with like quotes, my rating, and all of that. I just, as of right now, haven't gotten to that. There is still more I have to add. And the Void Book Club is doing another challenge. It's the Obsession Challenge, but it's only for quarter 1. So I'm going to have it, it's like Obsession and it's pink and stuff. So I wanted to have it in my February like Valentine's spreads. So it's going to be within those pages, but yeah, after that, it just segues straight into February. So when I come back in April, I'm so excited to show you guys the progress that I've made with each of these. If I've stuck to these, my goals, how I'm filling everything out, and how everything is looking. And this is the motivation I need and the encouragement I need. So please send encouraging words. If you have a book journal, you have a YouTube channel, and you're flip through or anything, please let me know, because I love watching those. I love seeing how creative everybody gets with theirs. Maybe it'll spark some ideas for me in the upcoming months. But yeah, I think for the most part, month to month, I'm going to have my mood, my page of quotes, a lifestyle page, like with the collage of my family and me and the things that we've been doing, my books of the month, my favorite book page, and then I'm just going to sprinkle in little things like readathons and, you know, quarterly challenges and different things like that that just kind of pop up throughout the year. I like to have a lot of blank extra pages for those, and my witchy page. So that is a quick flip through of my journals and the progress I've made so far. I cannot wait to see the difference between now and April.
Fine, except the stabbing pain up in my chest, and I'm stuttering here, I'm done.
So for my list of WIPs, my work in progresses, I feel like I'm kind of overdoing it a little bit. I just kind of want to see how the next couple of months goes, to see how much this motivates me and encourages me to actually pull through and accomplish these things. But first up, let's get into my crochet projects. I will show you guys the progress I already have on these, or if I haven't started them yet as I go, I will show you guys the designs. But my first one that I've been working on is the Evil Eye Granny Square cardigan. I will also have the credited name for whose tutorial I'm using, or if I have bought their pattern off Etsy or something like that. But this is the cardigan I've been working on for so long now. My video concept for this, because all of these kind of fall into certain videos, so you guys will see these projects if you watch my vlogs and other things as well. But I will update you guys in April, showing you each one and what I made and all of that. But I have so many of these granny squares that I have completed. I've even laid it out at this point. It needs to be stitched together. I need to add the cuffs to it and kind of like the collar and trim down it. And I also have like around 10-ish more granny squares to do. I am so close, but feel yet so far away still. But to have this done before this video goes up would just be like amazing for me. I have always wanted to have some type of cute little devil horns. So I am going to attempt to crochet a devil horn headband. I seen a creator on Instagram make one and I was like saved for later because I want to make this headband so bad. And perfect timing because it's Jan Tay Inferno readathon with Jan Agaton. So I'm going to try to do that during that readathon. I am also working on another granny square sweater and I'm going to try to find the pattern, but I only have part of the first square done. The idea is 2 huge granny squares that are identical, the front and the back, that you stitch together and add sleeves to. And then you got yourself a sweater. I started this project and I loved it. I loved the jewel tones so much. And then James, my husband, walked in and seen me working on it and he said, looks like Mardi Gras. And I set it down for a while. Because I was just like, that's not what I was going for. Nothing against Mardi Gras, but definitely wasn't the vibe. And I was like, it was just kind of like jewel tones, but okay. I am hoping to finish it because I think it'll be really pretty like once it's all done, and I want to make more of them, more different colors, solid colors. I just want to see how the fit is, how I like it, to see if I want to make more too, because they're just so much fun to make and so easy. Moving along to my cross stitches, I am working on one from Witchy Stitcher, I believe. This is the pattern. It's an Edgar Allan Poe pattern because I'm working on this throughout my videos for finishing all of Edgar Allan Poe's works. And I'm so excited to have this one done. I have the perfect fabric for it. It's some fabric that was my great grandma's that was blue, and I tie-dyed it with black. So it's like very like dreary, perfect for Edgar Allan Poe. I'm also on a Dark Tower series read from Stephen King, so I wanted to have some type of Stephen King cross stitch. Now I may change my mind on this one, so this is just like maybe a plan. Either way, I don't plan on finishing this within this time span. I would just like to pick out which design I want to do. I've seen a few different cute designs. I like the little cartoony ones, but at the same time, I think I would just like the basic, based on a novel by Stephen King, like on a black Ada fabric, I think would just be really cool to put on my horror wall. So yeah, the concept or idea was to have a project to carry along with me throughout that series and those videos. So I'm hoping to nail down which pattern I want to do and get like 25% of it done for the first video of that. So that'll kind of be like a quarterly project that will just continue on. I saw I wish I had it saved. I might somewhere, but I don't know. But I seen a tattoo artist post this image, you know, like those Instagram reels that it's like pause for your tattoo or whatever. And it gives you an example. And one of them was this church. It's a simple church that's like on fire. And I was like, oh my God, like I want that. Because I feel I may not be bold enough to get that right now as a tattoo, I thought I could still cross stitch that. So I found this design on Pinterest and I am hoping to fit it into a video concept and to complete it within the next couple months. I absolutely love it. It's so cool. Lastly, I have a couple of ideas. I've wanted to make a vampire like dripping blood necklace for a while where you do like the red beads that look like blood dripping. I want one so bad for some different photos and stuff like that. So I'm hoping to figure out that. I am also hoping to play with clay more, make more things. I just want to be more creative and like have more projects and stuff that I'm working on for certain videos, but also I love it because when I look back on certain things, I'm like, I made that when I did this video. And it's like so special. It reminds me of that time. It reminds me of creating that video and what I was reading at the time and stuff like that. It just makes it so special. I love it. Yeah, those are my plans for projects. And my last thing that I have for you guys is I I have many walls in my house that I just want to fill up with projects and just be so creative with. But off the top of my head right now, I have 4 walls. There is a wall in my bedroom that I'm wanting to create projects for. There is a wall in here in our living room that I want to fill up. There's a wall in our like kitchen area by my witchy stuff that I want to fill up, and my horror wall downstairs. Those 4 walls are my main walls right now that I really want to get to. Just trying to figure out placement. So my last task for the next couple months is I want to, on my iPad, draw out these 4 walls and start designing them and find future projects and just fill them all up and see what I can make work. Hopefully I will have some cool ideas to show you in the next part. And that way planning for these videos will be so much easier too, because I can go wall to wall and see like what projects I need to get to and make, you know? But this is where I leave you guys. I know it was a longer, rambly video, literally just about plans, but I hope you guys enjoyed my little journal setups, plans for my projects, what I'm going to be working on, and what books to expect that I drew from my TBR jar that'll be in upcoming vlogs. Like I said, stay tuned. You'll expect it sometime around April. I will have my second one that I will not only go over what projects I've finished, what books I got to that I drew, and all of that to update you guys from this one, but I will also be drawing new books and showing you guys progress on my journals and what projects I'll be working on next. But thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Let me know what plans you have for this year, whether it's your book journal, your projects, if you crochet or knit, or if you have some type of like TBR jar or creative way you get through your TBR. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.
I'll take all your issues, you can have my friends. I don't miss seeing or miss you on my phone screen. Now I save the tissues that you bought me from a nosebleed. I don't think about you, but